How's it going, everyone? We're here.
Hello guys. Um, we decided to record tonight because me and my husband was discussing about a school or education between Philippines and America, and let him explain it because I'm not good in English and I don't want to ruin everything. Let him explain, and I'm just gonna, he can ask questions about Philippine school and about their school.
Yeah, we're sitting here at the kitchen table. It's a little after 2 o'clock in the morning.
We just finished our.
We got a kid going to school tomorrow. I'm not gonna mention the school, but going to school second time this month to go dig and plant and clean. One thing I know for sure, they're not gonna go and study.
Not yet because school's not opening yet.
That's the excuse they're constantly giving me. No flyers going out, no letters to the houses. This is the Philippines. So I said to her, if the kids can go to school to dig holes, to plant, to sweep, why can't they go into the classroom and sit down and learn something? Back home, the parents would be in an uproar. I didn't send my kids to school to go dig a hole or plant a tree. I sent them to learn. Yeah, I'm not saying that once in a while you don't do that. Yeah, we had activities. Plant a garden, plant a tree, do this. But not going to school when there's school, class, just to do that. No.
You get to look up in somewhere.
We did all that activity as part of the schoolwork.
Okay, so here's the thing. We are really talking about how the school is running here in the Philippines, because we, as kids, we used to wake up like 5 o'clock, get ready because we are far from the school, because at 7 o'clock is a flag ceremony, and then after that you do all the cleaning in school, around school, sweeping, cleaning, do all these chores. So after that, 8 o'clock or 8:30, the classes started, and it will be finished like 4 o'clock. So you'll be like 3 o'clock, classes stop, and then at 1 hour, like 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, everybody will clean again. So tomorrow when you come back, the school will be arranged and already, fixed. So in the morning, you will just gonna clean little bit and then start the school again.
When I was going to school, we got up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. We would take a shower, get dressed, go to school, but not to clean, not to do that, to eat breakfast. They would serve us breakfast in school, public school. And after breakfast, we go upstairs to our homeroom, we check in, and then we work, schoolwork, academics. Then we go on recess, we go to lunch, we come back to school again. And then in the afternoon, we go home. At home, we have our chores. So that's the big difference between schools here in the Philippines and school in the United States.
So I think some parents are sending their children to private school since kindergarten until colleges, but my mindset is sending the kids since kindergarten until high school. For us, high school is like until grade 12, into public school, because I want them to experience this hard work, experience this poverty, and then when they are in college, they will start schooling at a private school. At least they could, easily find a job. You know why? Because in Philippines, if you are graduated into public school, so sad to say, but it's true that it's very difficult for you to find a job if you graduated into public school. But if you are graduated into private school, you will have all these privileges to find a good job, a good position.
From what I've seen, I could be wrong. That's really not a unified education system. I don't want my kids to experience being poor. I want them to, be ahead. I want them to be taught from kindergarten, all the way up, the basics all the way to, to advance. And when they get into the university, they know what they're talking about, and it's different here, but I think, slowly it's changing. The former president did a lot of things. The new president now, hopefully he'll do more for the sake of the kids in the Philippines. I hope that happens.
Yeah, he was asking me about why there's no janitor in your school, why there's no maintenance. I said our school is for free, so there's no janitor, there's no maintenance. But if you go to the private school, of course they got janitors, they got maintenance. But in public school, it's not really necessary to get one because students are used to be the one doing the chores, and the teachers is guiding them. It's like that's your second home. That the teacher is your mom. And actually the hard work there is not from our children. The hard work is for the daddies, the teachers, is because how she should educate the children, how she should taught them manners, and also us to educate them at curriculum, and that's very difficult for them. So for me, the difference between America and Philippines is really huge. It comes to education.
Well, I believe that, the priority in the Philippines is not education. That's for sure. They have other priorities, and I understand. I mean, there's so many islands and so many things that have to be done. But considering all the other nations that are part of the Asian circle, Japan, China, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines has to step up. Although kids can't stay, in the same manner as they were 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And sometimes, it looks like that's the way it'll be for a while. So for the sake of that, I hope that the new president and the new legislature will consider education as their number one goal.
Yeah.
I understand safety, but if you don't educate your kids, if you don't invest in your kids, then you're just leading them down a dark path, a road to poverty. And hopefully the circle of poverty in the Philippines will end, and will end soon. All right, guys, our time is up. We got to go to bed. So thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Oh, sorry.